Namandav, it's Namandav, it's Namandav, 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 Namandav.
Good morning, everybody. I have to take off my mask because it gets too steamy in there. Good morning and welcome to our hybrid virtual and in-person service. My name is Karen Sugiyama, and I would like to thank you for attending this morning's combined Dharma Family and February Shotsuki Memorial Service. We will begin this service with a moment of quiet sitting. Reverend C.J. Dunford will strike the bell, and we will sit for 1 or 2 minutes to quiet our minds and prepare to hear the Dharma. Then they will strike the bell again, and we will continue with the service.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandav, it's Namandav, 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 Namandav.
Reverend C.J. will now chant the Shi Shin Nai, which is on page 27 of the large service book, followed by the Hyo Byakumon dedication passage. Following the dedication, Reverend C.J. will chant Amida Kyo, which is on page 101 of the large service book. During the chanting, the Shotsuki families are invited to come up and offer incense.
She Hyoyaku, dedication. Today, on this occasion of this month's Shotsuki Hoyo Memorial Service, we gather to remember our loved ones who passed away in the month of February. In accordance with our teachings on impermanence, all beings are born, we grow, learn, and love, and then each of us must someday die. Though we may recognize the truth of the Buddha Dharma intellectually, it is only natural that we grieve the parting of our dear loved ones, and the reality of loss is difficult to accept in our hearts, and so we come together to remember them today. Along with impermanence, the truth of interdependence reveals the importance that all beings play in our lives, that every moment we share together is a treasure to be cherished in our hearts. With great compassion, Amida Buddha established the vow of indiscriminate liberation, to lead all beings to the realm of nirvana once our bodies no longer hold life. After death, Buddha immediately brings about our attainment of the highest enlightenment and complete liberation from suffering. Because of this vow, our loved ones have also become Buddha, the light of truth, which compassionately guides and embraces us on our journey toward emancipation in this life, here today. May we encounter the boundless light of Buddha and deepen our appreciation of this guidance. May we remember with gratitude all that we've received from those who have been born before us, and reaffirm that we continue to receive guidance in this life within their embrace. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 I'll now read the names for this month's monthly Shotsuki Hoyo Memorial Service. Toshio Adachi, James Asami, Ofui Baba, Michiko Yamada Barber, Donald Phillips Del Colo, Hanae Doi, Shizuyo Doi, Sakuichi Egawa, Amy Melissa Erickson, Nicholas Fernandez, Arata Fujikawa, Masako Fujikawa, Sugino Fujimori, Taro Fukumori, Sawae Sandy Futatsuki, Sadako Hammonds, Masako Hayashida, Ash Noi Hirahara, Kinji Hiramoto, Sannosuke Hiraoka, Norman Hirose, Chieko Hori, Denzo Horiike, Koichi Ichiyasu, Takeko Ikeda, Rose Michie Ikeda, 太郎今住、重一岩崎、道江泉、Saki Gio, George Teruo Kagawa, Junichi Kami, Jiro Kato, Kyoko Kato, Tsuto Kawakami, Tamai Kenyon, Matsuji Kikawa, Mary Teruko Kurokawa, Yunosuke Kusayanagi, Chiyoko Matsunaga, Grace Shizuko Matsuoka, Misako Matsuoka, Mokutaro Morimoto, Yoshitaro Morishita, Buta Morishita, Emiko Morishita, Taki Morishita, Edwin Akiyoshi Mubote, Sadao Nakagaki, Harry Yoshito Nakahara, Hameo Nakamura, Kujuro Nishimoto, Kozo Nita, Shise Nita, Haruko Okawa, Kazuo Onitsuka, Futano Oie, Steve Sasaki, Gary Hiroshi Sasaki, Faith Sasaki, Elaine Emiko Sato, Mary Hifuno Suto, Hirao Tabuchi, Shizue Tabuchi, Yoshiko Katayanagi Takahashi, Kenji Takamoto, Shizutoshi Takeda, Tsuneo Takita, Jennifer Sayuri Tasaka, Ruth Matsumoto Uchiumi, Roy Wakida, Ichiro Yamasaki, Hasumi Yonekura, Yoshio Harry Yoshimura, Yasu Yoshiura, Nobuko Yoshiura. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Namanda Namanda. Set Namida Kyo Nyoze ga mon ichiji butzai shae koku giju ki kodoku on yodai biku shu sen ni haku 50人空海税大あらかん首相知識長老者理本マカカモ県年マカショマカカ千年マカクチラリハタシュリハンダガナンダアンナンダラゴロラコボンハ大ビンズルハラダカ あるだ今過去品なはるかあぬるだ如ぜと初代死者上昇菩薩摩迦薩文殊師利法寺愛他菩薩見学大菩薩上昇人菩薩如如当世と常在菩薩優勝釈大観音道無量小当年大祝二次仏語長老舎利本十世最高果十万億仏道有世界妙圧極楽報道仏語闇だ高現在説法舎利本動画公網意極楽広告修上無祝単樹小楽光明極楽宇舎利本極楽国土四十十羅七十羅五七十上空海税司法修相異尿税法非国五万極楽宇舎利本極楽国土牛法寺各道十万高中四大順に本社プジ四本街道交互瑠璃ハリ五条上右楼閣六四具瑠璃ハリ諸行特殊面の二言直視地中蓮華大の車輪長式証拠王式陽光釈式釈光白式白光微妙光節チャリホンゴラ国土五十尿税空毒将軍ウシャリホン非部国土道座天学黄金二次中羅食事類有無荒家五国修上上位小丹格営国上修妙家空用他法十万六仏作非直直現用法国上直強豪舎利本ゴラ国土上十尿税空毒将軍武舎利本非国上右旧営資料座敷市長白工上弱オム舎利下領明弁愚明市長聖書州長高者六時水和下音五年長五根五力四部母文東書母文妙税東方合同修上妙税恩人開始年仏年法年祖舎利本陽元二地所人税財法商法小利者が非部国土無三脈数舎利本五部国土小無三脈小小小学教宇順聖書中小改税阿弥陀仏欲老高領千住変動小家舎利本非部国土未風水道小法五十無法明路水未明音水表百千具弱道十三有三者開示前年十年法年創始新舎利本五部国土上十尿税空毒将軍舎利本お如意運が非仏がこご阿弥陀舎利本非仏光明無量生じ報国無所御税 예 고고이 아미다 우샤리 헛히붓 주묘 그고는 무료 무hen 나속이 고고묘 아미다 샤리 헛나미다 붓조 붓니래 오콘지코 우샤리 헛뮤무묘hen 조몬대시 가야라 감히제 산주 쇼초노히 쇼보소슈 야쿠분 요새 샤리 헛히브 코크도 조준 요새 그 코크 초곤 우샤리 헛고라 코크도 조우쇼자 가이에 야바지 오추다우 이쇼 후조 고슈진 타히산세슈 조뇨지시 단카이 무료무hen 나속이 고셋 샤리 헛슈조몬샤 오토 헛간 간쇼히 코크쇼이샤가 도크요요세 쇼뇨네진 토예슈쇼 샤리 헛프카이쇼 텐존 후크토크 있는 토크쇼히 코크샤리 헛녀크센난시 대어센년인 몬셋나미다 붓슈리 주오조 냐크시지니치 냐크니니치 냐크산니치 냐크시니치 냐크고니치 냐크로크니치 냐크시치니치 이신후라 원인 린묘주지 아미다 붓요쇼시조 센자요겐 젠인주지 센프텐도 소크초크오조 아미다 붓고크라 코크도 샤리 헛카 겐제리 고셋 신곤 야크슈조 먼센제 샤토 헛간 쇼히 코크도 샤리 헛요가 콘가 산덴 나미다 붓후카시 크이도크 오자크 아크슈시붓 의미소붓 다이무미붓 슈무코붓 묘온붓 세토고가 샤쇼쇼붓 카크오고 코크스위고 조제소 햄프산센 다이센세 가이신존 있고 뇨토주조 도신세쇼 삼프가시기 그도크 이사이쇼붓 쇼 고는요 샤리 헛남포세 가이 은이치가토붓 묘몬모붓 가이켄붓 주미토붓 무료쇼진붓 요새토고고 샤슈쇼붓 가쿠오고 코크 주이조조소 함프산센 다이센세 가이센고진고 뇨토주조 도신죄쇼 삼프가 가시 그도크 이사이쇼붓 쇼넨교 샤리 헛사이 호세 가이 음요로주붓 무료소붓 무료도붓 다이코붓 다이묘붓 호소붓 조코붓 요새토고가 샤슈쇼붓 가크오고 코크스위고세소 함프산센 다이센세 가이센조 진건 요토쇼주 쇼토신세 쇼삼프가시기 그도크 이사이쇼붓 쇼고넨교 샤리 헛호포세 카이 우엔켄붓 사이쇼온붓 난쇼붓 시쇼붓 노묘붓 조제토고가 샤슈쇼붓 가크오고 코크스위코조세소 햄프산센 다이센세 가이센조 진건 요토쇼조 조zem초삼 그가시 그도그 이사이쇼붓 쇼고는요 샤리 헛게호세 가이 으시시붓 묘몬붓 묘코붓 단마붓 혼도붓 고붓 요제토고가 샤슈쇼붓 가쿠오고 코그스위조 上上絶相偏風三千大先世界戦上人言尿頭修上等身税小三不可思議空毒一切小文行の原業者理本情報世界無本論文宿王文工場文高校文大円見文雑式根本文二応文法系道徳文変態意義文用無自然文用税と合賀者首相文各王合国水工上絶相偏風三千大先世界戦上人語尿頭修上当然税小三不可思議空毒一切小文小五年業者シャリホンオニョイユンが学校名医一生文兵庫年業シャリホン薬善難し善用人の善少小善名具教名者絶小善難し善老金小細胞文具小五年海徳不大年大徳たら三脈三毛大成功者理本妖怪等真珠具道小仏小説者理本役人異本願高本願東本願役所阿弥陀仏国者税商人と海徳不大年大穴徳たら三脈三宝大王妃国土脈一生脈根性脈東小成功者理本直前自然用人脈戦者応答本願小妃国土者理本ヨガ根者小三小本不可思議国非小仏と薬長説が不可思議空毒にせさが釈無二仏の偉人年平牛寺四馬被国道上道辱惑星公辱権辱煩悩辱修正辱病上辱中徳穴徳たら三脈三宝大一生上場千一切世間南進司法者理本統治側上辱悪性合人南市徳は徳たら三脈三宝大一切世間三子三子法税者南部節異種異教異者理本優勝美空一切世間天になしゅらと文部小説歓喜真珠さらいにこ仏説涙経ナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブガンニシクドク平等
Please rise if you are able to follow along with the Gatha, Amida's Guiding Light, which is on the handout. And then please remain standing for the reading of the Three Treasures One. I will now recite Three Treasures One on page 8 of the large service book. Please feel free to follow along. Three Treasures One. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not realize the truth in this life, when will it be realized? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we absorb ourselves in the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we be submerged in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we live in harmony in the great assembly as disciples of Buddha and be freed from all hindrances, becoming units of true accord in the life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teachings. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. We will now have a children's Dharma message by Reverend C.J.
Good morning, everyone. So I brought a special book to share with Dharma School today. I like these smaller books because they're very different from what I'm used to reading when I'm at school. They're a little bit easier and they have pictures. And so I feel like I learn a lot more from them, so hopefully you all do too. Before I share my book, though, I'd like to share some words from our founder, Shinran. If you please join me in Gassho. The teachings are the light of the sun, always showing us the way. Our selfishness is the clouds on a rainy day, blocking the sun. Even though the clouds of our greed, anger, and foolishness block the sun, we can still see what's in front of us on a cloudy day. Because we can see things in the light of the teachings, our lives change, and we become a little bit more kind and compassionate when we listen to the Dharma. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 In this passage, our founder, Venerable Shinran, is talking about how Buddha encourages us to look at the world in a different way. Maybe without Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we might see the world in a way that tends to be self-centered and limited. However, when we begin to understand ourselves and the world in the light of the teachings, then our perspectives might begin to change. The book I want to share today is about having a different perspective. So let's read it together. I thought this book would be nice because we've been getting so much rain lately. We might have different thoughts about the rain, but this book is called Rain Brings Frogs, a little book of hope. Rain brings frogs. When Mom says, "I hate rain," Nate says, "Rain brings frogs." When Ben says, "Not enough," Nate says, "Enough to share." When his sister says, "This is so ugly," Nate says, "It's so warm." When Charlie says, "Keep out," Nate says, "Room for all." When Dad says, "Mud, mud, mud," Nate says, "Rainbow, rainbow, rainbow." When Casey says, "I lost," Nate says, "I finished." When Liz says, "I need more," Nate says, "I need one." When his friends say, "Nothing to do," Nate says, "Enjoy the view." When everyone says, "We see clouds," Nate says, "Behind the clouds, I see sun." Okay, that was a very short book, but I hope you liked it. So you might have noticed during reading the book that people had lots of different perspectives. But it seemed like Nate always tried to look on the bright side. And so in some ways, Amida Buddha is a little bit like Nate, encouraging us to look on the bright side of what we're going through. So when there's rain, we can always think there's lots of frogs who are enjoying the water. When there's mud, we can look to the sky and find rainbows. And when there's clouds, we can understand that behind the clouds, there's sun, leading us through our day. So if you join me in Gasho one more time, I'd like to share the words of our founder, Shinran, once more. The compassion of Buddha always shows us the way. Our own selfishness is changed by the teachings, but our greed, anger, always get in the way of living our true life. The truth of the teachings cannot wipe away our selfish nature, but that light transforms our lives to be a bit more kind and compassionate. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Okay, that will conclude my Dharma talk for the Dharma School. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend CJ, for a little bit of sunshine on a rainy day. Please stand again, if you are able, to sing the Gatha Ondok-san 2, which is on page 220 of the large service book. Thanks. You may be seated. And now we'd like to take a moment to welcome some guests to our service today. We have a new visitor, Tyler Logenbaugh. If you could either stand or raise your hand, we'd like to thank you for being here. And we also are very honored by a visit from Mrs. Terry Omori, the BCA president, who is visiting today. Mrs. Omori? Thank you. I'll now read the announcements that have been submitted. If you have any announcements to be read at the Sunday service, please send it to the temple office by Thursday before the service. So today, immediately after service, we'll have virtual yoga. The Zoom link is on the slide and on the website. BBT Buddhist Education Classes is a new program which is starting today at 11:30, so immediately after the service in the Hondo, with the first session, Chanting 1. There's no registration required, so feel free to join. On Friday, February 10th, which is this Friday at 6 p.m., we are hosting our college welcome night. So the sign-up link is on the slide and on the website. There will be an online meditation discussion session on Wednesday, February 15th at 7 p.m. The sign-up link is on the slide and the website. And we have a special announcement about the BCA Bay District's joint services for the 850th anniversary of Shinran Shonin's birth and the 800th anniversary of Jodo Shinshu teachings. This joint service will be on March 12th at the Palo Alto Buddhist Temple starting at 10 a.m. Berkeley Buddhist Temple is one of the participating temples. The service is available both in person and online. Bento lunches are available to pre-order, and BBT will be providing a bus transportation. If you're interested, please sign up by February 25th. The sign-up link is in the weekly email, posted in the social hall. We have this brochure, which I think is also posted in the social hall, and we will be asking people, we'll be polling people to see if we have enough interest to charter a full 50-seat bus. So please think about it. It's a very special occasion, happens only once every 850 years. On Sunday, March 19th, the Berkeley Buddhist Temple will be hosting a Kieshiki affirmation ceremony during the spring Ohigan service, and it will be officiated by Bishop Harada. Please see the Padma or the weekly email for more information. Jodo Shinshu parking will be available next Sunday, February 5th. The gate will open at 9 a.m. and close promptly at 9:30. Please arrive during this time to take advantage of the JSC parking for Sunday service. On Sunday, February 19th, at 11:30 at the Rosie the Riveter National Historical Park in Richmond, Jeannie Kashima who is the first person born at Topaz, former Berkeley resident and current Sangha member at the Buddhist Temple of San Diego, will speak about Topaz collages. Her collages created using photos taken in Topaz. Again, that's Sunday, February 19th at 11:30 a.m. at the Rosie the Riveter National Historical Park in Richmond. Now, the students will be dismissed to their classes. Dharma School students, please go to the front, Oshoko, and then go to your classrooms. All others are invited to remain for the adult Dharma talk. And we'll now have an adult Dharma talk by Reverend CJ.
Good morning again. Good morning. So many people left. This is okay. I always forget where the buttons are on this. Blank, that's all. Yes. Okay. See, now it quit raining. It's nice and sunny. I'd like to share some words from our founder, Shinran Shonin, for the start of my message. So if you please join me in Gassho. Practice in this world of the 5 defilements is full of regressions. Nothing can equal saying the Nembutsu and going to the West. Once there, one naturally realizes perfect enlightenment. Returning to the world of suffering, one becomes a bridge for others. When in this world, a person says the name of the Buddha, in the Western land, a lotus immediately arises. If only such persons do not regress, but say the name constantly all their lives, those flowers come here among us to welcome them. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 The Gosandai for today's Dharma talk comes from our founder, Venerable Shinran's magnum opus, the Kyogyo Shinsho, in his chapter on practice. Here he's quoting Pure Land Master Fa Chao and his hymns according to the Amida Sutra, which we chanted today. Shinran is pointing out that whatever we do as Buddhists can be difficult in decentering our own ego-centered selves. And that by calling the name of Amida Buddha and saying Namo Amida Butsu, we will be born in the Amida's pure land of bliss, Sukhavati, where we realize perfect enlightenment as Buddha, thereby bridging this gap between our foolish selves and ultimate truth. By saying Namo Amida Butsu, Buddha begins to work in our lives through dynamic wisdom and compassion, expressed in the blossoming of a lotus in the Pure Land, which comes here to welcome us. This image of the lotus is a powerful one across all lineages of Buddhism, and it represents our growth from the muddy waters of our life, our difficulties, our attachments, our struggles, and ultimately the blossoming of wisdom and compassion within our lives. So in Jodo Shinshu, our lives unfold as an expansion of our awareness in both a deepening understanding of ourselves and also equally important, a deepening understanding of our relationships to others and relating to others. We might see this maturity and blossoming as a cultivation of empathy and compassion that grows inside of us during our lifetimes. Saying the name of the Buddha involves both a profound reflection on who we are as individuals, and just as importantly, a deep understanding of our communities and the roles that we play in those communities of friends, family, co-workers, and even those relationships with our rivals and our enemies. The blossoming of the lotus flower is important because it represents our growth and maturity, but it also represents the guidance of the Buddha, which manifests as wisdom and understanding of other people and the communities in our lives. Sometimes this growth is painful and difficult, and at other times it's joyful and rewarding. But in both of these extremes and all the places in between, there's growth and maturity. And the result is practice. Both practice done on our own part and seeking a deeper understanding of life, and the practice of Amida Buddha in revealing the depth and complexity of life. That is the blossoming of flowers, revealing both the joy and the sadness of our existence in this community, and in our broader world. So now for part of my Dharma talk, I'd like to share a traditional Okinawan folk song called Hana, performed by vocalist Natsukawa Rimi. I'm sure many of us will remember this song as one of Reverend Matsumoto's favorite songs, and I remember singing it in the choir with everyone. And I also noticed Emiko was playing another Natsukawa Rimi song, Nara So, this morning. So thank you for doing that. Yeah. Thank you, Reverend Matsumoto, too. Okay, so we'll play the song, and I have an English translation of the lyrics that I put together, and we can read that together after we listen to the song. So let me play that for us.
をつかもうよ泣きなさい笑いなさいいついつまでもいついつまでも花をつかもうよ泣きなさい笑いなさいいつの日かいつの日か花を咲かそうよ
I hope you enjoyed the song. For me, it brings back a lot of memories from when I first started coming to the temple and when I met so many of you. Some of you aren't here with us now physically, but I still hold those people in my heart. And today for Shotsuki, I think it's important that we remember those people who have gone on to be born in the Pure Land and how they're still here with us, guiding us and teaching us, and still in our hearts. And so I also have memories of singing this song in Japan. Thanks to the Berkeley Buddhist Temple, I was able to go and live in Japan, in Kyoto, for a year. And I went out with my friends to karaoke, and this was one of the few Japanese songs that I knew and I could sing. But everyone's drinking and having fun. I sing this really sad song. So I decided that that was kind of our closing song for the night whenever we do karaoke. But it was nice because I told them about these memories that I had with my temple and my family here. And it was a really, I have so many amazing memories attached to this song. And so I'm not the most fluent in Japanese, but I can speak Japanese and I know how to use a dictionary. And so I worked on my own translation of the song. So I'd like to share that with you. If you do speak Japanese fluently and you think my translation is not good, I'm so sorry. But here's how I translated the song Hana. Rivers flow, but where are they going? Also people flow, but where are they going? This current and its destination is where we long for flowers to open and bloom. Please feel free to cry and to laugh, for we will welcome our flowers that bloom on that day. Tears flow, but where are they going? Love also flows, but where is it going? This current flows within me, where I long for flowers to open and bloom. I will feel free to cry and to laugh, for I welcome my flowers that bloom on that day. Flowers reveal laughter and joy, and people may cry as their tears flow. This is life's natural song. Inside our hearts, flowers will bloom. Please feel free to cry and to laugh, for we will also gather flowers that bloom on that day. I will feel free to cry and to laugh, for I will also gather flowers that bloom on that day. Namo Amida Butsu. So with that, I'd like to conclude my Dharma message for the day. I hope we can all hold this day special in our hearts, remember our loved ones, and remember our Sangha, everyone who's here with us, and everyone who's been born in the Pure Land. Please join me in Gassho as I read the words from Venerable Shinran once more. Practice in this world of the 5 defilements is full of regressions. Nothing can equal saying the Nembutsu and going to the West. Once there, one naturally realizes perfect enlightenment. Returning to the world of suffering, one becomes a bridge for others. When in this world a person says the name of the Buddha, in the Western land, a lotus immediately rises. If only such persons do not regress, but say the name constantly all their lives, those flowers come here among us to welcome them. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda. 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 Okay, so I'd like to thank Karen. Thank you for being today's chairperson for our service today. Thank you so much, Karen. Thank you to Bradley, Myron, David, Romer, and Vernon for their help during today's live streaming service. Thank you to Ryan and Tony for monitoring the chat room on our YouTube channel. Thank you to Emiko and the music team for the wonderful gatha and the beautiful music. And thank you to the February Toban for preparing refreshments for after service. This will conclude our service for today. Thank you to everyone who joined our service in person and virtually, and we'll see you next Sunday.